and welcome to another Lawn Fawn video. Today we are introducing our brand new set, Stud Puffin, and its coordinating dies. So let's go ahead and check it out. So we're going to stamp this super cute set, and there are two adorable little puffins. We also have these little hearts that can be coming out between the puffins, and a fish for the puffins to hold. We have a solid heart too to help kind of set the scene. And then we have this really cute sentiment, which is sending love to my stud puffin, which just cracks me up every time I see it. I love that the phrases are separate because I like to use that sending love on its own too. I'm using Copic markers to color in these cute little puffins, and what I did was I went to Google and I just searched within Google Images puffins, and I looked at a bunch of different pictures of them and used that as my guide as to how to color them. And these guys are so cute and their beaks are really, really beautiful. So to color them, I'm starting with some T markers, and I've got a pretty dark one there, but I only used that just a little bit on the outside and then made it lighter gray towards the inside just to give him some definition so he didn't just look like I had filled him in with one marker. And then for their beaks, we're doing that mix of gray to light orange to dark orange, which looks really, really pretty. For the hearts, I'm just going to do a bright pink and then a cute little yellow fish. These are the coordinating dies, which you can bend apart at the tabs or use your wire snips to separate. We're going to take that die and line it up with our cute little puffin and hold it in place with some low tack tape. We'll run it through the die cut machine, and now we have an adorable cut out little guy. And here you can see all of the images from this cute mini set. I love putting the hearts between the two puffins and having the puffin hold that fish. It's just so cute, like he brought the other one a little gift or something. So here we're going to start making a cute card, and we've got the largest stitched rectangle. We're going to die cut some cardstock, and we're going to be playing around with our just stitching hearts too. We're going to take the largest of those hearts, and this is what's going to kind of frame our scene. And we've cut that stitched rectangle out of watercolor cardstock because we're going to be watercoloring in this cool stitched heart detail. So here you can see just how pretty it looks when you pick up that die. I just love the detail. So we're going to be doing some watercolor here with distress ink. So we're just going to smear our ink onto our mat, and we're going to be playing with some kind of yellowy orange colors, and we're going to fill in that heart. So the first thing we need to do is wet the paper. So we're going to add some nice clean water just right there onto that heart, just filling in the area on the inside of that stitch line. Then we can add some water to that smeared ink and start to fill in the heart. And because we already added water to the paper, it's going to make blending in this big area just a little bit easier. And you don't worry about having this to be perfect because it actually looks amazing as the sky when there's kind of imperfections there, because to me it looks like clouds. So here you can see that orange and that yellow and just how pretty it is and how nice it looks filling in that stitched heart. So we're going to dry that with our heat tool and then just fill in a little bit more so that the heart is completely filled with that orangey color all the way to that stitched edge. We're going to make sure that whole area is dry. We're going to heat it with the heat tool, and then we'll add some tape runner to the back, and we're going to attach that to a standard size card base that's 5.5 by 4 1/4. To give our puffins a little area to hang out on, we're going to be using the lake here from Dad Plus Me. We're going to stamp that out in some Minty Fresh ink, and that's going to be kind of like a little lake or a little ice pond for them to be hanging out on. So we'll cut that out with the coordinating die. And then to continue to create the scene, we're going to take the mountain piece that comes in the Shadow Box Mountain add-on. These tiny little mountains are perfect for these cute small images. We're going to be using an outside-in stitched heart to die cut those mountains so they have a stitched detail. So it's going to be really, really pretty. So we're going to kind of line it up, make sure the placement is good, hold it in place with some low tack tape, and run it through the die cut machine. And now we have those cute mountains with a stitched detail that's going to line up with our stitched heart. Those mountains from that mountain add-on for the shadow box have these cute little snow caps. So we've die cut that from some white cardstock. We're going to add those onto the mountains, and I really think it finishes off this scene. We'll add some liquid glue to the back with the glue tube, and then now we can layer that right onto the heart. And we can also layer on our little lake ice pond kind of thing there too with some foam squares. We'll add some foam squares to the back of our puffins, and now we can set the puffins into the scene, and they are so super cute. We're also going to be cutting out some simple puffy cloud frames, and we're going to put those in the sky. And I really like these because they don't take up a bunch of space because they're just the frame, but they end up looking so pretty in the sky and just adding that perfect amount of detail. Next up, we're going to stamp that adorable sentiment that every time I say it makes me giggle. We're going to do Sending Love to My Stud Puffin. We're going to stamp that out in some black licorice ink, and we're going to be using a sentiment banner to die cut that. And we're going to die cut it so that we have the flag on the right end, but on the left end it's just going to be flat. And I really like this look where there's only a flag on one end. We're going to add that banner on with some foam tape and those cute little hearts on there for a pop of color, and this card is all done. We were inspired by Audrey to make this card today, and I absolutely love it. The colors are absolutely gorgeous and really unique for a Valentine's Day card, and I absolutely think this would make someone smile. Next up, we're going to be using some word die cuts mixed with our sentiments, and we've colored the puffins in a purple color, which I absolutely love. It's really unique looking, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. So don't forget that you can get imaginative with the colors you're going to put on your puffin. Now we've die cut the Scripty Love die out of some Guava Cardstock, and we're going to start stamping out our sentiments. So we're going to stamp out just the sending part of the Sending Love, because instead of using the part of the sentiment that says love, we're going to be using that die cut, which I think is such a cool look. So we're going to heat emboss that with some white heat embossing powder and just trim that off. So it's going to be kind of almost like a little label that says sending. Then for the rest of our sentiment, we're going to be using some peacock cardstock here, and we're going to stamp the To My Stud Puffin, and we'll heat emboss that with white heat embossing powder as well. To make this part of the sentiment look a little bit different, we're going to be using a sentiment banner to cut it out. So we kind of have the square label shape, and then the banner shape, and then that scripty love. And I love the mixing and matching of all these different shapes. It looks really, really cool on the card. Next up, we're using one of lawnfawn's very first dies, and that's these heart dies, and we're cutting them from a bunch of different colors of cardstock: fake tan, sunflower, sugar plum, and mermaid, and we're going to be layering these all over the card. But first, to kind of help frame our puffins, we're going to be using another one of those just stitching hearts. I am obsessed with these. They look so cool on every card. Just add that extra detail when a card needs it. So we're using one of the smaller sizes, and that's going to help highlight our images, which is a really cool way to take small images like these puffins and really make them pop on your card. So we're going to add some foam squares to each of our cute little purple puffins. And then we're going to start building up our phrases. So we'll add some liquid glue to that scripty love, and then we're going to add on our sending and stud puffin with some foam squares. And I love the mix and match of these sentiments. And the whole layout of this card is so much fun. And I love that you could take this same layout and switch it up with different little mini sets. So you could use different little critters and different sentiments with a different word picked out of each of those sentiments to use with die cut letters or a scripty word. So here you can see we've got all these cute little hearts kind of scattered around the card, and we're going to add some sequins there for just a little bit of sparkle and shine. So we'll add a liquid glue from the glue tube, and then we can attach that sequin right on down. Then, of course, because no card is really complete without a little glitter, we're going to use some clear stickles over these hearts, and it's going to give them this cool glittery look and make them almost look like little stickers. Just a little more glitter and this card is done. I love the mixing and matching of all these colors. This card is just so cute and happy and fun, and I know that Shari can't wait to give it to someone. So now we have some amazing cards from the design team, and first up we have this gorgeous card by Audrey that inspired us to make ours today. Here, this card by Elise is so cute. I love how she used the die cut letters for the word puffin. That scene is just adorable. I love how Grace created a tall card. Her color palette is so cool, and I love how she combined this set with our smooth sailing. It looks amazing. This card by Lynette is absolutely gorgeous. I love all that pink and yellow. It's so pretty. And here Elena used those just stitching hearts and inked them each individually for the coolest color palette with the turquoises and pinks. Here Megan used our heart reveal wheel add-on to create the cutest little card where you spin the reveal wheel and the puffins say all these different things. This card by Letitia is so cute. I love that watercolor she has in the background. Here Melissa created a gorgeous scene. Oh my gosh, that distress inking she did just blows me away. I love this card by Melissa. Those clouds look incredible, and I love those little sequins going up into the sky. This card by Tammy is so pretty. That little stitched heart opening with the shaker is the cutest thing. I absolutely love it. And this card by Anea is just gorgeous. That sky is beautiful. Her watercoloring always just makes me smile. We cannot wait to see what you guys do with these adorable puffins, so make sure to share it with us. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!